Board of Health Sewer Commissioners meeting for October 1st, 2025 at 6 p.m. This is a hybrid meeting, which is Zoom and in the main meeting room at 8 Conway Street, South Deerfield, Mass. This meeting will be held in a hybrid fashion with the opportunity for both in-person attendance and remote participation. Please note that while an option for remote attendance and/or participation is being provided as a courtesy to the public, the meeting or hearing will not be suspended or terminated if technological problems interrupt the virtual broadcast unless otherwise required by law. Members of the public with a particular interest in any specific item on this agenda should make plans for in-person versus virtual attendance accordingly. The meeting will be held in person in the main meeting room of Deerfield Municipal Offices in accordance with Mass General Law, Chapter 30A. Anyone intending to record the meeting must identify themselves to the clerk and provide their name and address for the record. So I'll call the meeting to order, and we will start with public comment. Anybody from the public have anything they want to talk about? It's come on up and introduce yourself and speak right into the mic because it's hard to hear otherwise. So, welcome.
Thank you. My name is George Fenn, and I'm speaking on behalf of our company, Local Powers, name in Williamsburg. And we're working on a project to create an alternative way of disposing of municipal solid waste. Mm-hmm. And was wondering if the board would be interested to have a presentation about this project.
Yeah, well, I'd ask quickly, what kind of solid waste? What are we talking about?
Trash. It could be trash. It could be sewage sludge.
Mm-hmm.
It's relatively broad technology.
Yeah, sewage and the sewage sludge is a huge expense. So I would be interested in finding out if you've got more information on that.
Yeah.
I guess what I would say first is if you wanted to provide some information to our town administrator,
okay,
we could look over that and then invite you for a presentation.
All right.
Would that be?
That sounds great. Thank you.
Okay, good.
Thank you
very much. Appreciate it. Any other comments that anyone has? Otherwise, we'll dive into the meeting. So we have a liquor license hearing for Element Brewing Company, but that is scheduled for 6:15. So bear with us for 15 minutes so we can be legally correct. So we can take care of some other business ahead of time. First, I would entertain a motion to approve the minutes for September 17th, 2025.
So I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of Select Board meeting of 9/17/2025 and the minutes of an executive session of 9/17/2025.
Second.
Thank you. Great. Just looking over these real quick. Okay, perfect. All those in favor?
Blake Gilmore, aye.
Tim Hilchey, aye.
Trevor McDaniel, aye. Thank you. We can knock out, let's see, this is done. We have an agreement to sign between the South County Senior Center and the Pioneer Valley Transit Authority. I'll make this motion and then we'll discuss it. I move the Select Board approve the South County Senior Center Beyond ADA grant agreement with the Pioneer Valley Transit Authority, parentheses PVTA, and authorize the Senior Center Director to sign the agreement.
Second.
Thank you. So this is an agreement between the South County Senior Center and PVTA, and we've been working over the past year on multiple different ways to provide transportation for our seniors to different events and a lot of times to their doctor's appointment. And this agreement with PVTA they would provide us with a van, and they would provide us with a sum of money, and we would then this work is what we do already. If somebody calls up and needs a doctor's appointment in Greenfield, Christopher would pick them up in a vehicle and bring them up to the appointment and back. And what we can do with this is PVTA will provide a reimbursement of up to 50%, and they'll give us a vehicle. So we would have to provide maintenance on that vehicle, but really they're I don't think there'll be too much to do with it, but, and we can bill for that too, using this grant money. So the idea is to recoup, 50% of the cost that we're already paying our driver to do the work. So we thought we would try this out for the year, and if it's beneficial to both, continue it. We are going to discontinue, we had another program that we were doing where we were doing a run kind of from Pelham up through to Franklin County, up to Greenfield, and on Tuesdays, PVTA added some more stops to it. It turned into like a 10-hour day. Christopher tried it, and it just became too much. It wasn't worth the juice, wasn't worth the squeeze. So I think that was the last time we're going to do that venture. So I talked to Jennifer about this, and she is in favor of moving forward with it. And I think the Boo had approved it. So I think any other questions on it, or?
Is this one of these, is this a definitive, at the end of a year, we're going to reassess?
Yes, the money is only, it's $9,148, so we can bill 50% of that. Yes, we can decide whether we'd want to continue it or not, but it is specifically for the year. Yep.
Okay.
Great. And it's really no cost to us. We're only recouping some of the costs that we have already, so.
Okay.
Okay, all those in favor?
Blake Gilmore, aye.
Tim Hilchey, aye.
Trevor McDaniel, aye. Thank you very much. So we have a one-day liquor license for Bement, request for October 11th for their centennial celebration. Let's see, I have a motion here. Find it. I move that the Select Board approve the one-day liquor license for the Bement School for October 11th, 2025, in celebration of its centennial.
Second.
Thank you. Any further discussion?
Looks like all their insurance and everything's in order, so.
It does. Yep.
Now, where is this actually?
It's at the Bement School, so they'll do, usually something like, so they're hosting a centennial celebration, and the main event of which will be a dinner and dancing event from 6 to 9:30, and last call for drinks is 9:15. Beer and wine only will be served.
Yep.
So I think it'll be right at their dining hall. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Blake Gilmore, aye.
Tim Hilchey, aye.
Trevor McDaniel, aye. Great. So that's good. We'll rock through a lot of this stuff. Do you want to talk about the Deerfield landfill solar memo?
Yeah, happy to. Yep, so we're at the point with the solar project where we received executed payment and performance bonds, both for 100% of the project costs. Nexamp is aiming to establish the access road through the landfill this fall, and then, actually initiate construction of the photovoltaic facility in the spring. So there's two items here tonight. One is what's called a memo of lease, and that's essentially just something that they can record with the Franklin County Registry of Deeds to memorialize that lease, given that it is longer than 7 years under Mass General Law. They need to have it recorded. And then the second item is just a slight amendment to the lease. I had Beth Greenblatt, our energy consultant, and Lisa Mead from Mead, Tallerman and Costa just review it really quickly. It's basically, a couple instances of dotting their I's and crossing their T's, very minor changes to some of the definitions in the lease that don't have any real substantive effect, but they wanted to do it anyway, so it's sort of obliging. So that's the high level on those two items.
So I'll move that Select Board approve the second amendment to the lease agreement with Deerfield Renewables LLC, parentheses Nexamp, for the Deerfield landfill solar project, and authorize the chair to sign the amendment.
Second.
Thank you. Any further discussion or questions? All those in favor?
Blake Gilmore, aye.
Tim Hilchey, aye.
Trevor McDaniel, aye. Thank you very much.
Yeah, here's to completing this project by the end of next summer at the latest.
Oh, it's going to be fantastic. Fantastic. Let's see. There is a. We could do these appointments and resignations. I think we can complete these in time. So I'll move the Select Board appoint Josh Laflemme to the position of operator in training with the Department of Public Works.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Blake Gilmore, aye.
Tim Hilchi, aye.
Trevor McDaniel, aye. Welcome aboard. It's really exciting. I move the Select Board appoint Ryan Kingston to the Energy Conservation Committee for the term ending June 30th, 2026.
Second.
Any further discussion?
This is
Oh.
part-time, right?
It's to the Energy Committee.
Yeah, it's just a,
Just an appointment to the Energy Committee. I think they went through and added, and it's just for the term ending for this year.
Got it.
Yep. All those in favor?
Blake Gilmore, aye.
Tim Hilchi, aye.
Trevor McDaniel, aye. I move the Select Board accept the resignation of Mark Brennan as Finance Committee Representative on the Capital Improvement Planning Committee. I'll start there. Yep.
Second, regretfully.
Thank you. And, I would love to say, I just really want to thank Mark for his level-headedness and attention to detail and his dedication to serving on the Capital Improvement Planning Committee. I think he did a wonderful job the last few years. Look forward to him finding the time to come back and join us again when he's ready. So very regretfully as well. So all those in favor?
Blake Gilmore, aye.
Tim Hilchi, aye.
Trevor McDaniel, aye. And I'll also make a motion to appoint Margaret Nardowitz in his stead for the term ending June 30th, 2026. And go ahead.
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Blake Gilmore, aye.
Tim Hilchi, aye.
Trevor McDaniel, aye. And I think we're in really good shape with Margaret joining in that spot. So in good hands. So I also move the Select Board accept the resignation of Carrie Etchells as School Committee Representative on the Capital Improvement Planning Committee.
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Blake Gilmore, aye.
Trevor McDaniel, aye.
Tim Hilchi, aye.
Sorry, jumped ahead.
all right.
And also would love to appoint Mary Raymond in her stead for the term ending June 30th, 2026.
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Blake Gilmore, aye.
Tim Hilchi, aye.
Trevor McDaniel, aye. Thank you very much. And then lastly, I move the Select Board appoint Jeannie McAvoy? McAvoy, thank you, to the Deerfield Historical Commission for the term ending June 30th, 2026.
And just actually a slight amendment to that motion.
I was going to say.
I would just say to the term indicated by the town clerk. We're still trying to figure out exactly which vacancy she's filling.
I got you. And they have discussed this and vetted her, right? Because we jumped ahead one
Correct,
time,
yep.
right? Okay, good. So this is fixing that. Okay, great. So again, I'll amend my motion and move the Select Board appoint Jeannie McAvoy to the Deerfield Historical Commission for the term ending indicated by the town clerk.
Second.
Any further discussion?
Yeah, that group had like 4 or 5 people that wanted that one slot, so just
That's
let
really
you know
nice.
that there was
A lot of interest.
a lot of interest in the
It's fantastic.
Historical Commission, so.
Great.
Yeah, the
Something we
history
can look
behind
forward
that
to.
was that the Select Board didn't realize that when we appointed Rocky Foley, that the commission had already chosen Jenny McAvoy to be the person that they wanted to put forward.
Gotcha.
So then I heard from Ben Benson, who's the head of the commission, and he mentioned that they have this process that they go through. So I asked Rocky, "Hey, Rocky, do you mind if you step back and just go to the meetings and have, let them go ahead with what they were planning?" And then several people drove up and wanted to be on the commission. So Jenny was always the initial person to be on the committee.
Got it.
So
Just wanted to hear everybody out. So that's good. I'm glad she still stayed at the top of the list. It's great. All those in favor?
Blake Gilmore, aye.
Tim Hilchi, aye.
Trevor McDaniel, aye. Thank you for your interest and willing to serve on these boards, too. We're going to keep rolling here until we... So I move the Select Board authorize the town administrator to sign the National Resources Conservation Service, NRCS, request related to the Melnick Agricultural Preservation Restriction for the property located at Boynton Road West and Sand Gully Road South.
Second.
Thank you. Do you want to hit on that at all? I think this was just some updates, right?
Yeah,
Greg?
this is just to keep the paperwork moving for the
Pro forma?
APR line, yeah. And there's some sort of shifting of funds at the federal level. There was a King property that I guess fell through, and so you're signing one of those documents to just say, this is taking the place of that.
Perfect.
So
And
it's
we'll-
fine.
We'll authorize the town administrator to do that. So we have a second. All those?
Second, yep.
Yep. All those in favor?
Blake Gilmore, aye.
Tim Hilchi, aye.
Trevor McDaniel, aye. All right, we can adjourn the meeting, I think, right? It's about time.
We got our hit.
I'm teasing.
Now we get to the high point.
Right, exactly. So I think we're good to go. Close enough. Bear with me a second here. So the Town of Deerfield Select Board, Board of Health, notice of public hearing pursuant to General Law, Chapter 138, Section 12, the Deerfield, and the Deerfield Bylaws, Chapter 247. The Deerfield Select Board, as the local licensing authority, will hold a public hearing on October 1st, 2025, at 6:15 p.m. at the Deerfield Municipal Offices, Main Meeting Room, 8 Conway Street, South Deerfield, Mass. On the application for an annual on-premise farmer brewery, all alcoholic pour permit from Element Brewing Company, located at 3 Sugarloaf Street, South Deerfield, Mass. Documents are on file and have been on file for public review at the municipal offices during the regular business hours. Meetings are being held in a hybrid fashion with the opportunity for both in-person attendance and remote participation. And so I will call the hearing to order and invite you up to the table. And please, if you can almost eat the microphone so those online can hear as well. So welcome, just introduce yourselves and tell us what you're up to.
My name is Ben Anhalt, and I'm one of the owners of Element Brewing and Distilling, soon to be Element Squared, here in town.
Oh, Element Squared, great.
And I'm Dan Kramer, co-owner.
Welcome.
Welcome.
So, let's see, I guess we have reviewed your paperwork. Everything looks to be in order. Do you want to tell us a little bit about why you're coming to Deerfield and what you're hoping to do?
So we've, I don't know if you guys caught the zoning board, but we kind of went through this. We are just we're leasing. We have not purchased the old Fleet Bank.
Yep.
And we're looking to open basically a tap room with a retail component to it, and maybe offer some light food in addition to all of that.
Okay.
There at the old bank, or formerly Giving Circle.
Yep.
Book versus retail location.
Yes.
And yeah, we're just kind of looking to add to the downtown area. We've been in business for a little of our history. We've been in business for almost 16 years, operating in Millers Falls, just up north in Franklin County. For those that might not know where Millers Falls is, part of Montague. We will continue to do all of our production and packaging at that location, and this will just basically be a tap room and retail location.
Great.
As you can see in the documents that we've supplied, our architect put a layout of the outdoor space, which is some flagstone or Goshen stone. So that area will be offered as a place where people can congregate and drink outdoors and enjoy food and things that we produce on site. Everything that the part of this license, if you're not familiar with it, you might be, is everything that we serve will be produced exclusively by us. So there will not be any other external products, any Anheuser-Busch products, anybody else, or any other liquors or things that have not been produced in Franklin County by us.
Okay.
Did you have a question,
Yeah, I
Blake?
just want to talk to you about your outdoor space.
Yes.
You're on, what is it in Millers? Main Street? What's the street that's there?
So I guess, technically, in Deerfield, the place.
The one
In
that you
Millers.
have in Millers.
In Millers, yes, we're on Bridge Street.
Okay, so you're
Highway
planning
63.
on letting people out in the front to have light food and to drink alcohol. The only
Absolutely.
thing that I've got a question for is, you are so close to the street and where people walk with their kids and the rest of the, is there some way to kind of delineate where your food area is?
Exactly.
Putting a fence up or
That's
something?
part of the licensing with the state. We do have because this will be seasonal. It's not going to be
Right.
available in the winter. You know, we have some temporary stanchions that are filled with sand or water. I think probably sand because it doesn't freeze. That go up into place to delineate between the. You might be able to
Sidewalk.
see the sidewalk,
Correct.
you know, the public space versus our leased space, the private, you know, in quote space. So those stanchions will be removed when we're really not using it, and
Yeah.
they can be put in place to kind of delineate where it's legally possible to be enjoying our products.
Right.
And again, with that, because we have an open container law in town, that your patrons don't start walking out.
Start jumping the chain link fence.
Yeah,
I don't care
exactly.
if the fence is there, I'm okay. It's just that if there's no fence there, it doesn't stop them from doing any of that stuff.
No, Mr. McGilmore, we've taken this into account,
Again,
and
we're
we
reading
already
this
own
and
them.
looking at it, and it says, is there a fence there? And he goes, I don't know.
So we're not, we didn't want to put up anything permanent. We didn't want to put up a permanent barrier, but
pretty tight spot.
we have on site actually right now a few barriers that
Okay.
we can lay in, and it'll be open. It'll still kind of fit with the downtown, but it will delineate where the barrier
Where's
is
the
between
line?
public and private
When you
space.
pull everything down at the end of the season, are you storing it somewhere? Or are you?
Yeah, absolutely. But they break down into.
Yeah.
I mean, right now they're sitting in the vestibule. It
Okay.
breaks down into kind of three components, and it's not going to be a encumbrance to throw it down in the basement of that
So
space.
when it's in use, somebody walking down the sidewalk isn't just going to kind of come up and sit down at your event, right? I mean, they would generally want to come in first.
They would have to
read
come
it.
in, and they would actually have to, in order to get to it, they would have to cross over through our entry.
Thank you.
Sidewalk
Yeah.
or entrance way.
Right.
So we're trying to leave it as open and airy and
Sure.
as general as we can.
What do
But-
you have for capacity on the inside of that building?
So that's still to be determined, but
49.
it's not that much. We're looking at something around like 40 to 50 people.
Yeah.
Which will actually, year-round, that will include the outdoor seating, even if
Gotcha.
we're not using that outdoor seating.
Yeah.
I think the architect put in the outdoor seating at 6 to 8 people.
Yeah,
so,
6, yep.
It's really, it's very minimal compared to, if you look at kind of the amount of space that CISA uses next
Yep.
door to us for their kind of outdoor lunch kind of area. I mean, it's going to be a quarter of that.
Right, right.
It's going to be a very, very small chunk of it. The thing, that we're aware of, that we see is that, it's somewhat ambiguous as to where the bus stop is. There's a bus stop sign in front of CISA, and there's also bus stop marking on the side of the road in front
We're
of us.
working on that.
So no, but we want to take into account to delineate. There's definitely public traffic there
Great.
in that space that we want to make sure that we can delineate between where
Absolutely.
is the public and where is
Right.
private public in,
Yes.
in our case.
So
Thank you.
let's go to the basement. You've got a
Yep.
restroom down there that you're going to be using for the facility itself, but that's all you're going to have down there?
That's all that's going to be used for the public. There's going to be a laundry room in the basement, an office, and a walk-in cooler that will be installed in that basement area. None of those things, other than the restroom, will be open to the public.
Okay.
The plumbing inspector wanted a overflow capacity for the restroom, so we're increasing the area with J2K Realty of the first floor restroom to make it additionally handicap accessible.
Gotcha.
Or make it more comfortable.
Yeah.
We'll say it seems to be handicap accessible or not. I don't know.
Yeah.
So at overflow and peak times, the plumbing inspector, building inspector, additional bill wanted to have an overflow, additional space. So as we are constructing and redoing the space, we're partitioning. We're dooring off the areas that when you would come down the stairs would be public versus
So you'd know
our
where to go.
usage.
Yeah.
We'll make them unisex, and it's really kind of just in case that we hit a maximum occupancy kind of situation where they felt
Need
more
more than
comfortable
one.
to have us
Second.
have that place. And currently, in the way that it is installed, that is a functional and usable restroom in the basement, so there will be no amendments to that
Okay.
space.
Great. We always are so concerned of tips training, and I assume you've been in,
Absolutely.
done
We've
this
been-
long enough.
We've been in business for
Yeah, this is
quite a
not new
while.
to you.
We're well aware with tips and Serve Safe. We already have
Thank you.
all of those things in line.
Great.
And I've talked to Ned briefly,
Thank you.
and that we'll be in touch with him as baby steps.
Yes,
baby
exactly.
steps, guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll have not brought them on board yet, Ned on board yet for things like that.
Sure.
But we work with a local insurance company, and we have all of our DRAM insurance, and everything will be set in place.
Great.
This will just be an additional state license for us, basically mirroring the one that we have in Miller's Falls.
Great. Sounds good.
So, it says on the license that it's all alcohol, so in other words, spirits along with your beer.
Correct. We are a brewery and distillery, and we have received our federal license to become a vintner, which would allow us to do ciders also.
Oh, nice.
So as soon spoke to the state about 7 weeks ago. They were passing it forward. Things take time in the state. So we are anticipating at the time of opening that we will have the vintner license also, which would allow us to do wines and ciders.
That'd be great.
So I guess I've got a question that's
You bet.
probably you can't answer.
I might be able to answer. I don't know, Blake. Come on.
You're now going into a new venue, which is Deerfield, which is different from where
Absolutely.
you've been, in the fact that there's a lot of transient
Sure.
people going through there, going to UMass or whatever,
Absolutely.
that type of thing.
I've lived in town for over 25 years.
So,
Great.
do you think that you're going to end up with an overflow going into the place because of it?
I mean, I don't see us meeting a maximum occupancy really just from what we're offering. We're going to be more of a neighborhood bar. And if you walk in the front door and you see it, it's not going to be, an open gallery for people to just congregate. It's going to be mostly seated. We have,
Very nice.
the individual tables. We have a long table, like more of a communal table, and then we have the bar. And there's not going to be a whole lot of places to just flat out
Right.
congregate.
Yeah.
Excellent.
That being said, we hope to be at
Yeah, well,
maximum capacity every single day.
Based on your business plan.
That would be a very nice thing to have happen.
We'd love that.
Or build up.
Or, yes, exactly, or add a third story onto a bank.
Greg, do you have a question?
Yeah, I live up in that area, so not too far from when they started. I think I was one of the first 5 people
could
to
it-
be
could
one
be,
of,
could
yeah,
be.
I know who the first was, and I think I came in about maybe 10 minutes
exactly.
later. So I might have been the second customer you ever had.
Why doesn't that surprise me?
Well, it was on my way home, so it was very convenient at the time. But I will say that, they've been a wonderful business up there,
Great.
and, a good community member in Miller's Falls.
Wonderful.
Wonderful reputation, and just a great establishment, so
Really?
Personally, I'm happy to see them.
Thank you.
coming
Well,
down.
we are
Thank you,
very,
Greg.
very
Thank you,
excited
Greg.
to have you here in Deerfield, so,
I mean, and we, hope to, move the community forward in
Yeah.
whatever way we can also.
we love that
like
support.
Yeah, it's great to have somebody who is a town resident. I don't know about your partner, but at least one of you is a
Yes.
town resident, so it's always
We're
gratifying.
local folks.
Yeah,
We're
that's
local
great.
It's always gratifying, though, to have
Yeah.
one of your own residents opening a business. And
Thank you.
Love it.
Thank you, Mr. Hilke.
So, any other questions from the board?
I think I beat it to death.
All right, any questions from the audience? Any other comments? Okay, I'll,
If you didn't know, Dan is also a residential owner in town.
yes.
well, that's
yes.
what I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
I knew about
Great,
Ben, but I
great to
wasn't
hear.
sure about Dan. So.
Yeah, Dane
Oh,
can
great.
speak to it, but he does own rental property that abuts our location. So
Great.
anything that would detract from your property might not be in your best interest.
So I own 6 Grave Street, which,
Oh, very nice.
which is directly behind, like the parking lot
That's
abuts my property.
Very
So,
nice, great.
You know,
Great, great.
we're not going to do anything to disturb my tenants and
correct.
my livelihood.
Yes.
You know.
Anything that would make you complain to yourself about
Exactly.
what's going on next door.
Yeah, I think some of the neighbors, we had, one neighbor was concerned about, a bunch of drinking out front, that kind of thing, but I think more of a low-key, kind of venue. It's not, we're not
I
talking,
think it sounds like you're establishing like a Northampton type
Kind of a
atmosphere where you
calm.
don't drinking in front of the stores and that kind of stuff, so
Yeah.
yeah.
that's perfect.
Well, we kind of hope to be as much takeout or the retail as we are a bar.
Right.
Just offer people the option of
Picking up some
getting
stuff
us
and
directly
go.
at the source
Yeah.
or coming in and having a drink.
Yeah, meeting some friends.
Exactly.
Yeah, we love it.
Exactly.
Love it. It's great.
Sounds good.
So I'll entertain a motion to close the hearing.
Motion to close the hearing.
Second.
Thank you. So now that it is closed, any other questions between the board for deliberation? Okay.
Not that I could say.
I don't think I have a motion for
I don't
this.
think you have a motion for it,
It's all right,
unfortunately.
close enough. So I would entertain a motion to approve the license for Element Brewing Company for on-premises farmer brewer, all alcoholic pouring permit.
Make that motion.
Thank you. We have a second?
Second,
Thank you. All those in favor?
Blake Gilmore, aye.
Tim Hill, GI.
Trevor McDaniel, aye. Welcome to the neighborhood. We're really excited.
Thank you, gentlemen. We
Thank
appreciate
You're
it.
going to be open?
Yeah.
We just
9
put the
o'clock?
floor in finished today. We're hoping for a Thanksgiving, but this
Nice.
will, you guys will approve this and it'll go off to the state and we
Great.
will have a waiting period before we can actually open. So
Sounds good.
Great.
We'll make sure this
it's up
stuff
to the
is-
ether right now.
We'll make sure this stuff is all signed and get back to you right away. So,
Thank you.
Appreciate your time.
thank you so
Thank you
much.
very much.
Thank you for
Well,
coming in.
thank you for coming in.
Yeah.
Thank you for answering all
Thank
the
you.
questions.
Thank you for investing in
Absolutely.
Deerfield. Really
100%.
appreciate that.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
Adult trick-or-treating?
Right. That's a busy spot.
It is. It is. Maybe the hay wagon can stop by. and,
Sounds good. Warm up the parents.
Take care.
Take care.
Okay, let's see if you can drag it out a few minutes, because it's not yet 6:57.
I know, right? I got to drag this out for you.
What are you talking about?
So are there any select board announcements or Board of Health discussions?
Tim? Not going to
Blake?
do it?
What?
You're not going to do it?
No,
Okay.
no, you do it.
Nope, I'm not doing it. You
All right.
guys, you're the one that, you had started it today, so I think you should be the one to make it.
What are
No,
we talking about?
Oh, that's
Oh.
true. We should,
we'll let them do it.
yeah, we'll let them do it.
All right.
Are you talking about Elm Street?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's, so I'll just say it, yeah. So we got word from the state today that, we're going to get a $1 million grant for Elm Street. So that's on top of the $500,000 for complete streets. So essentially, this is, the road itself, full depth reclamation, and utilities associated with that roadway. And obviously, huge thanks to our town planner, Alex Galloway, who did a fantastic job submitting that grant, and I think has definitely justified the town planner position once again. And Matthew Morse, our DPW superintendent, who was definitely a big part of the process in shaping that application as well. So just a great team effort.
Go ahead.
And I was just going to say that I also want to thank Christopher because he did dust off some plans for the sidewalks and improvements that we got another $500,000 for, and that was the impetus for Alex's work. We were looking for some way to fund the actual paving of Elm Street, which is, fairly potholy. So it's a great team. Everybody supports each other, and we're just thrilled that we're looking at a brand new Elm Street in the coming 18 months. And there'll be a lot of public meetings to talk about actual plans, et cetera.
Yeah, there certainly will, and there's a lot of work ahead, but, Alex is on top of it, and, so onward and upward.
I would just like to say this is a huge deal, and it's on top of $4 million federal earmark. It's on top of other money that we've had, and it doesn't just happen. It's because of our staff. And we can request and try and move things forward as a board, and we try to do that and work with our legislatures. I definitely want to thank Joe and Natalie for their work and support. They called today to kind of say how excited they were for this, but really it has to do with our staff. And I remember 5 to 7 years ago really struggling and trying to justify funding an assistant town administrator position, and how much is this adding? And, every time we kind of talk about the cost for our administrative staff, while there is cost to it, this is what you get. You get qualified, competent staff. You pay them a living wage. They work hard and they become part of your community, and they bring money to this community. And it's so important to support staff, make sure they're funded, supported, and we don't ask for these positions just to fill up your town government and charge you more taxes. It's so that we have the bandwidth and stability and foresight and expertise to bring money back to this community and improve your community. So I just can't thank the staff enough. Alex, Chris, Greg, everybody else in town, and again, Matt, we've had great hires all throughout this community, and it's really showing and paying dividends. So thank you.
Absolutely. I mean, if you look at the return on investment of the planner and the assistant town administrator in the last 3 years, it's
Can't
just
argue.
an absurd number. As you mentioned, $4 million, $3 million for the Leary lot. This $1 million grant. It's just
Extra money for the library.
yeah, and the downtown is being transformed in a way that when I was elected the first time, I was hopeful that we would achieve, but it's building on the work of people before us in the select board, and the really great work that we're seeing from our current staff members. It's just amazing.
And it's why Element Brewing decided to invest their hard-earned money into a business in downtown Deerfield, because they can see the potential. It's moving in a good direction. There are a lot of things we still need to do, but it's a testament that they would want to invest their money here. So I'm excited, very excited. So thank you all very much.
Again, I think that the plan for the center of town is formulating. There's still some roadblocks ahead, not Elm Street, but other places. And I think there's good reason that we should continue to try to develop the center of town so that we can get, again, like Element coming in and other businesses as well, and see what the owners of some of the establishments are there may take a different light as far as doing different things with their buildings. And so I think this is definitely a step in the right direction.
Thank you. So the last item was to kind of talk over the
warrant.
The warrant, yes, yes. I see Julie's on as well. And then maybe wanted to just talk a little bit about, there was a request to maybe, Julie had a request to move the date of annual town meeting, and then I saw some correspondence between Cassie and Dan Graves, and I don't know if Julie wanted to weigh in, or if you wanted to touch base on what, what we want to do moving forward on that.
Sure, yeah, we could skip to the bottom of the warrant then. The last non-citizens petition article that we have a placeholder for right now is for that moving the date and time of annual town meeting.
Oh, okay.
So that would be, let's see, I believe it's page 4. Yep, bottom of page 4, Article 12, in front of you.
I see it. Yep.
And so just briefly, I know Julie's here, so she can speak to it as well.
Yeah.
There's just been, for a long time, discussion about moving the date and time of annual town meeting, at least for the Finance Committee, and I think to some extent for the Select Board as well. The budget process always feels a little bit rushed, a little bit tight.
Yeah.
And of course, having to wrap it up, by April means there's certain numbers we don't have our hands on yet. We never quite know what the vocational schools are doing. There's, FERCog collective bids don't come in until May. There's just a number of items, and that's always true of the budget. No matter what, you're always making some educated guesses. But the thinking was, well, if we push it back a few weeks, a little more time, and we'll have a few more of those numbers in time to actually formulate the budget. So I think, Julie, I don't know if you can hear us, if you want to speak to the survey, or not. It's your choice.
Oh, yeah. Hey there.
I can hear you. Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
I'm just walking back from feeding the cows.
Oh, no. Sorry to catch you in the midst of your
Yeah,
job.
Julie, I'm happy to speak to the survey if you're indisposed with the cows at the moment. So.
I love New England.
Maybe like 10, 15 minutes, talk about something else.
Sure.
Yes.
Let's do that.
We sure can.
Finish this meeting by 6:50.
Sure.
Thanks, Julie. Yeah, let's jump back to the beginning of the warrant.
Let's do that.
then.
All right.
Perfect.
So warrant article number 1 has to do with the senior center. We did have Chris Wanty from EDM Studio attend a Brew meeting, I believe, last week and speak about high level, what he was seeing at 112 Amherst Road.
Yeah.
So we still have that as a placeholder on there.
May pop off. Yeah, or
Yeah,
get
yeah,
passed over.
Yeah, correct. And then Articles 2 and 3 have to do with the health insurance increase still. We do now have a definitive number from Sarah.
Okay.
Because we've seen, what new school employees are taking town insurance, and so as it stands right now, we're looking for an additional roughly $75,000 for the town, the town side of the insurance, and then roughly $100,000 for school employees, and that's just Deerfield Elementary. And so for the town side, there is the potential to at least throw a little bit of existing operating funds at it. This is maybe a discussion point for the board if we want to try to do that. We could also cover it through free cash entirely. But the thinking was, we are going to have to see this on our operating budget next year, so, we might want to start paying for some of it off our operating budget this year.
Right.
So again, something will be discussed. And then Article 4 is the capital improvements. So at this point, the capital improvement planning committee has met just once just to review all the different requests that came in from PD, from EMS, and then of course from DPW as well. And there's a table there that just shows the different requests. I think I still have to add one of Josh's requests with respect to the loader, so that'll be appearing on there as well.
Yeah, that's right.
And
Different than the other loader.
they're going to meet again on October 6th, so this coming Monday, to actually, make their final recommendations. And so, we'll see where that goes. And then, of course, Finance Committee is going to be meeting the week following to talk about their recommendations as well.
That's correct. Yep.
Can you just expand on the loader second part?
Sure.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe I'll just quickly walk through his capital requests.
Why don't we?
very high
Yeah,
level.
just for the public. Yep.
Yep. So number 1 on there, just, this is a request that Chief Pachurk came came up with last year, actually, and I think the CIPC agreed it was something to look at. He wants to get $50,000 to just get an architect to look at an additional garage on the existing police department. So, he's asking for roughly $50,000 at this point. He's been kind of leaving it up to us what the number should really be.
Sure.
So that request is here again, and then also, so Joshua Sparks, our EMS director, is looking to purchase a new ambulance. They've had a new ambulance that they've been waiting for about 2.5 years, and essentially a deal popped up, so they have the opportunity to acquire another ambulance for even less than one that was purchased 2.5 years ago. So a bit of a deal there.
Very good deal.
Additionally, it's not listed here just yet, but there's 2 loaders I believe he's looking to purchase as well.
Striker power loaders that
Power
lift
loader.
the
Stretchers.
lift the stretcher in.
Yep. I think that
was
came in around 75,000.
Yeah,
Yep.
roughly 75.
Yep.
Yep.
So that'll be added, and again, we'll see if the CIPC ends up recommending it. And then we have a number of DPW requests. So the loader, which I know has been a perennial issue for a few years, Matthew took a look at it and said, I think we could just make some repairs to this, so that'll save us a whole bunch of money instead of a brand new $300,000. You just
Right.
throw $50,000 at it.
Yep.
The sewer drain vacuum jetter truck,
Also a huge win.
also a huge win, and that one is covered through sewer retained earnings.
Yep.
The Ford F-150, so again, avoiding buying a new truck, just basically moving around our existing inventory,
Yep.
and then purchasing a used and much cheaper F-150.
Yep.
Again, huge savings. And then lastly, he's been looking at a sidewalk replacement plan. I believe he's getting under contract with Time Bond to actually look at, using radar and photography, et cetera, to document the state of our sidewalks, and then from that come up with a plan for how to address maintenance and repairs to those facilities.
Yep.
So this is kind of a
great
placeholder he has on here for moving forward, actually implementing that
Yeah.
capital plan for the
And do
sidewalks.
about 50,000 a year for the next 5 years or so and again, the numbers can change, but putting some dedicated money aside to start working on the sidewalks.
Exactly. Yep.
Once the report's done. I think it's a great capital plan. I think some of these are huge wins, saving money here and there, and moving trucks around, and it's just a smart way to do it for DPW. And the ambulance is a good buy right now. It does have some issues of using up a lot of our retained earnings, but we're kind of doubling up how soon we're buying ambulances, so it just hurts us a little bit in the future, but would have to really get good about stretching this out and over the next 7 years or so, get on a really good plan of moving those. We were supposed to do it every 3 years, kind of put an ambulance every $125,000 a year. It just doesn't always work like that. Things take longer, but I think it's important to do. So, yeah, good plan. Good to talk about. All right, moving on.
Yep, and then, so Article 5, so we've been talking about, there are really 2 kind of Article 97, well, there's a few Article 97 things out there, but just focusing on the things that our Open Space Committee has been pursuing in recent years. One property we were looking at was Pecumtuck Rock, and of course, the issue with putting in Article 97 was there's existing radio towers and utilities up there, and I think speaking with Alex Galloway, our planner, who's been kind of working on that, those discussions with those utilities, she was suggesting we maybe look at pushing that off to annual town meetings, so we can have some more in-depth discussions, give our surveyor an opportunity to actually maybe monument some of this stuff, or at least add some additions to their surveys that reflect the needs of those utilities. So in the place of putting that property under Article 97, the other property that had been talked about is what's called Steam Mill Forest. That's essentially the apron to Pecumtuck Rock. It's this very, very steep wooded area leading up to there. So that's what this article does, and references a plan that we have on file with the town clerk, which interestingly refers to it as Jacob's pasture. So at some point, it used to be a pasture. It certainly isn't anymore.
No.
But we had to get Joey's cows up there. So.
That's right.
So that's what that article does, and then again, we have Articles 6, 7, and 8, and 9 all have to do with Stillwater Bridge and, the associated mitigation land. These are all sort of subject to change. I'm having a meeting with Lisa tomorrow just to go over these, and we're kind of in the stage of still having a little bit of back and forth with DCR, as well as MDR. So there's a couple different agencies involved in this, but so those may well come off before this warrant gets posted.
Okay.
And then Article 10, we were just talking about Elm Street. Again, this is just a placeholder for, if I think actually just this week, Alex started walking Elm Street and talking to businesses about, given that we thought we were just about to get the grant, turns out we already got it.
Great.
So I think the idea was just to have some conversations, and if there is anyone who has an issue with their right of entry agreement with the town, we can identify that property and make sure we're, actually getting a proper easement for it. I don't anticipate anyone,
Right.
doing that, but just good to have.
Cover everything.
Very possible we'll pull this off too and just put it on annual town meeting warrant because again, construction is unlikely to have kicked off fully at that point.
Correct.
But,
Yep.
and then last before we talk to Julie again, hopefully she's back from tending the cows, is Article 11, which has to do with tax title payment agreements. This was on the warrant back in the spring, and as you recall, our lawyers made a little bit of a mistake, and so we got to put it back on here. But essentially, this establishes set terms of 3 years for payment agreements with folks who are in tax title, and then requires at least a 10% payment of the total upfront. So it's essentially what our current practice is, and it puts it in law and it accepts that MGL. So
Great.
so
Yep.
that's that.
Sounds good. Julie, are you back? See if you made it back.
And if
to the,
not, I can
to the
keep
home
talking.
Yeah, or otherwise, I don't know if there's anything else you want.
Well, I guess I would just mention, the citizens petition, so Articles
Yep.
13, 14, and 15. Again, these were on, essentially almost in the exact same form
Yep.
on the warrant back at the annual town meeting. They were passed over then. But they have to do with Stretch Energy Code, Article 13. So we're adopting that. Article 14 is the zero emission vehicle fleet policy. And then, we got Julie.
In a different.
Double Julie. Right.
Double Julie.
And then lastly, just a decarbonization resolution.
Yeah.
Yeah, both of them disappeared. So those
Yeah, she is.
are repeats from last year, but, or from annual town meeting.
Yep. Sounds good.
And I think Julie and
And I did see a letter from Cassie today just stating that those citizen petitions had met the 100 signatures needed.
Right,
Everything's above board and good to go. So it's up to the public now. Hey, Julie, how are you?
Okay, how are you guys?
Good, doing good. We're just, we got through most everything else. We're just going to chat about Article 12 a little bit. And I saw the emails kind of go back and forth a little bit today about kind of what we should do, and just thought get you to weigh in a little.
Okay, so we've talked for a little while about pushing annual town meeting a little bit later. I think, Christopher, you already mentioned this. This would give us a little more time to get the budget together, get the state farther along in their process, get the schools farther along, etc. So I think there's pretty solid agreement among Finance Committee that we would like to ask that it be pushed a little bit later.
Yep.
The date we suggested was the second Monday in May, and then elections are a week later, so they would be the third week in May, and Memorial Day is always either the 4th or 5th Monday in May. So all this would be done and over before Memorial Day.
Gotcha. Yep.
Cassie suggested a Tuesday for the election instead of a Monday because kind of all the other elections are on Tuesdays, which it seems fine.
Yeah.
That it would take education, but whatever we do is going to take notification.
Yeah.
There has also been discussion from a bunch of different people about is a weekday evening better or a weekend better? So we put together a survey and sent it out asking people if they would prefer a Monday evening, a Saturday morning, or a Sunday afternoon. And we tried to advertise it. We put it on the town website. It went out in the town notification email. We put it on Facebook. We put it in, we got hold of the PTA. We got hold of the Frontier Regional Parents Group, whatever that is. The Senior Center, the Deerfield Current. So we kind of reached out to the places that we could think of to advertise it. We got 177 responses, which
It's pretty good.
is not a big number compared to 4,000 voters in town, right?
Right.
And I don't really know what to do about that. Of this 100, and I was kind of surprised, of the 177 that responded, there was not a huge difference between the days, but there was very definite Monday evenings better, Saturday morning second best, Sunday afternoon third.
Yeah.
And I don't have the numbers in front of me, and I don't want to say them like that. I think I emailed them out. Somebody's got them. Off the memory, but it was, not a huge difference, but a solid percentage difference. The other thing we asked a couple of, if we had it on a Monday evening, what's the earliest time you could get there? And 6 o'clock seemed pretty solid. There was, like in the neighborhood of 90% of people could be there by 6 o'clock. Of the people who responded, again, at 177 out of 4,000. So we could move it an hour earlier if we wanted to, if we depend on those results. The other question we asked was, did you come last year? If not, why not? And so we got a whole bunch of responses to that. And one thing I took away from that is that there's a number of people who don't drive at night.
Yes.
So I'm wondering if we could somehow, maybe we reach out to the senior center and ask them, it would take money, but can we pay somebody to drive their van?
Yes.
And people could register, reserve spots and be picked up and taken to and from a meeting or something.
Yes.
That would help people get to the meeting.
It's a great idea.
Last year, the PTA put childcare together
Yep.
for the meeting, and I kind of think they intend to continue doing that. I haven't heard that for sure.
Yeah.
But that's two ways we could try and get more people there. I think if we wanted to do a bigger survey about what people prefer day of week wise, and we could hold off and we could put like something in the tax bill, and that would get it into every house in town.
I think that Cassie's email said something about in the survey the census that's going out. She's putting out a census, is it shortly? Seems like it was.
It's usually in January, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I was thinking it was.
I'll double check, but I believe that's usually when the street count goes out.
Gotcha. Okay. I was thinking it was sooner for some reason, but.
So it definitely won't be in time for this meeting.
Gotcha.
We could hold off and do it at annual town meeting or next fall or whatever.
Early November.
It's really nice to have the extra time, but I don't know. I'm a little ambivalent, but I'm open to discussion.
Yeah. I know. I wonder. It is. And Dan kind of weighed in that it was a big decision, and we should kind of do a little more study about it. I'm ambivalent too. I kind of feel like I still feel like moving it out makes sense to me, regardless, into May. But what time of day and what day, I guess maybe could use a little more work. What are your thoughts?
Well, I just wanted to clarify one thing. So Cassie mentioned putting in the census. So she would put it in a draft to our census vendor by November.
Thank you.
But then I don't believe that actually goes out till January. So,
I see. So we wouldn't really know until the annual town meeting anyways to do something.
Right.
Yeah, if we were leaning to bring this to the annual town meeting, which has typically been the larger meeting, we could certainly have the article on this one and then say, we're going to pull this, but we want you to be aware that we're looking at this.
That's a good thought.
And we are going to be sending out a survey in the census. We'd welcome your replies on what would make it more easy for you to come to an annual or special town meeting. Be an opportunity to at least reach those people in attendance.
Well, we did that last year, and kind of the response we got was, well, we're the people who come to town meeting. You need to ask the people who aren't here.
Right.
Well, right, yeah. Yeah, well, that's true. I mean, but this would at least be a public acknowledgement that we're actually going to go out and talk to everybody through the census, saying, what do you want us to do? And I'm in favor of a Tuesday election because I can't count numerous times how people say, you're having an election on Monday? Well, we've always had an election on a Monday, but it still seems to surprise people.
Yeah,
so
because everyone's used to a Tuesday. Yeah, that makes sense. It definitely does.
But, yeah.
So is there, do we want two articles then? One to at least just move it, if we put an article here to move the annual town meeting to second week in May, can we just do that right now? Or do we need to like prep people and then do it a next year? Or is it something that we can, just that one discussion, not time of day, all that stuff, but just, hey, we're moving it to the second week and the elections are moved? Or is it something that needs to go to annual town meeting to do?
Well, I think different towns have done it differently. A lot of towns are making this move lately because, they just feel like they need more time for the budget and certain numbers don't come in soon enough.
But legally for the election, we can just, the election and the time, we could put this on and move this.
Are you asking if to put it on the special town meeting? Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, to move the date.
Just the election or both the election and?
The election and the town meeting for annual town meeting to second, well, just at the dates that Julie put
well, that's
forward.
right. That's what we have right now is Article 15, or I think it's Article 12 rather.
Correct,
Yeah.
and then we could worry about the other days, should we do it on a Saturday or something later on?
Oh, okay. You're just saying move the date and worry about whether you want to switch it to a Saturday or anything. I gotcha.
Figure that out another time, but I think it's important already to move the date, like as we get into, in the next couple months, we'll be into budget season and all of that, or we'll be waiting another whole year to move it. I think it's important to just put it on this town meeting to move the date. Anybody have any?
Well, we can marinate on it for a week.
Sounds good. Or at least get weigh in from Dan and our attorney or whatever. Can we at least just move the date in the election and then find out, does it need to be a Saturday or another time or something later, but just at least to push it out a little bit. I think that's important.
Yeah, I think whatever we do, it has to be done because we have a bylaw that has this specified, right?
Correct. That's what this article does, amend the bylaw. Yep.
If we're going to vote on it, we're going to be voting on the change. And then it's going to be sent to the legislature, and the legislature is going to decide whether it's going to get approved. And if they approve it, then we would be following, who knows when they would approve it, but maybe they would approve it by the time next year comes around, when we would be changing our election day, we would be changing our meeting date, which is fine. I agree with them. The reason why we're discussing this is a good, we need more time on the budget, so it makes perfect sense to try and obtain that. And Julie's done a lot of thinking about Memorial Day and the implications of trying to get this in. So maybe this is the best date on a Monday we could hope for.
Yep.
So
okay, we'll marinate for another week.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
The only other thing that just occurred to me is Patriots Day. So we often have a holiday in the middle of April, and I'm just cognizant that our bylaw has some requirements around, I think, opening or closing the warrant 30 days prior
And
to the
capital
date.
plan and all
Yeah,
those.
so that's just another, wrinkle to think about, but,
Okay.
well, let's marinate.
So we have some work to do still. Okay. All right. Any other, I've got to end this, I guess I missed it.
That's okay.
I was supposed to end this meeting about 4 minutes ago, but, any other items to discuss? Do you have anything you guys wanted to hit on, or?
No, I guess I would just mention, because Alex brought it up, the Community Preservation Committee has a draft plan that FERCog developed. I believe they're chatting about that maybe as we speak.
Okay.
So just wanted to kind of highlight that'll be out there, and they're formulating some kind of overall goals for our community preservation funds.
Great.
Julie's got her hand up. So.
Oh, Julie, yeah, hi.
Is there an article on there to put money into the capital stabilization fund?
Oh, thank you for the
There is
reminder.
not
There is
yet.
not yet, so,
Thank you for mentioning it.
yeah, so if the select board would like, I will add
we-
one of those.
Do we have a dollar amount that we wanted to, or you just want to get it on there and talk about it at your finance committee meeting?
Yeah, I don't have a dollar.
Yeah, I don't
yet.
either. Yeah, okay, so let's just, you want to add an article for that?
Yeah, I think we'll maybe early on in the warrant, and then
Okay.
we'll talk to Brenda and Holly and
Yeah.
look at the overall capital plan, and then, kind of what makes sense based on that.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
That sounds good. Yep, thank you, Julie, for that point. That makes sense.
Thank you.
Anything else? No. To entertain a motion to adjourn. 5 minutes
Motion
late.
to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Blake Gilmore, aye.
Tim Hilchey, aye.
Trevor McDaniel, aye. Thank you all very much. Enjoy your week.